Matt Mercer interviews Laura Bailey, Tusk Love has finally arrived on shelves, and Classic Mists of Pandaria pre-patch has arrived.
Train your body!
Welcome to the character sheet, where normally we do these news videos on Tuesday, but I got super sick and had to push it back till today. Also, please excuse my voice for the same reason. And before we dive into Critical Role and Classic WoW news, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and then let's talk about the week's biggest stories. Matthew Mercer and Laura Bailey got the chance to interview each other as part of their hosting duties for the Future Game Show Summer Showcase, and we learned a surprising amount about the two Critical Role stars. A lot of the interview was centered around video games, with Matt and Laura talking about how hard it was to take over the role of a character that had been voiced by someone else previously, or seeing one of their iconic characters, like Matt Mercer's Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4, being voiced by someone else. But we did get some spicy Critical Role nuggets, including Matt Mercer explaining how you can do the voice of Pumat Sol in your home campaign.
God. It's back in the drawer. You gotta open it. Yeah,
you gotta open it up.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Oh,
little base here in the chest.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Laura Bailey revealed that she badly wants to play an RPG set in the Animal Crossing universe, and they both agreed that the worst Critical Role cast member to play co-op video games with was Sam Riegel, because he never games and has no idea what he's doing. Adorably, we also found out that Laura and Travis's son Ronan is already reading D&D source books like the Monster Manual, and that Matt Mercer's first real D&D experience with the group was getting invited to play in a campaign by his high school's anime and video game club. It's a fantastic interview, and we will put a link to the full thing in the description so you can check it out. And speaking of Critical Role, the long-awaited Tusk Love novel has finally arrived in the real world, and is on bookshelves everywhere right now. The novel, which began as a largely improv joke by Matt Mercer and Laura Bailey back in Campaign 2 that Jester used as a kind of template for her romance with Ford, and even made a cameo with Ford and Jester on the cover during the Legend of Vox Machina animated series. But now you can read Exandria's smuttiest novel yourself, as Thea Guanzon's Tusk Love was just released on July 1st. The book is full of bodice ripping and heaving bosoms, as you probably expected, but what surprised us is just how much combat is in the novel. Oscar and Guinevere get into a ton of incredibly detailed fights and combat encounters during the novel, giving Tusk Love a lot more depth than your standard fantasy smut. So if you want to see if Oscar and Guinevere can beat the odds and build a life together in Exandria, and you also want a ton of over-the-top sword fighting, grab your copy of Tusk Love today. And finally, Classic WoW's newest expansion, Classic Mists of Pandaria, has just hit pre-patch, meaning it's time to start leveling those monks. Classic Mists of Pandaria brings the Pandaren race and the new monk class to the game, along with a lot of changes to raids and even monster aggro tables that make it feel more like the retail World of Warcraft than any classic content so far. We know that Blizzard is trying to push players from the soon-to-be defunct Seasons of Discovery servers into Classic Mists of Pandaria, by giving them free level boosts in the new expansion for completing some very easy tasks in the final weeks of Season of Discovery. But the good news is, if you're leveling a monk, while you will have to go from level 1 to 85 in the next 3 weeks before the official launch of Mists of Pandaria, with their access to the Enlightenment bonus, which gives a 50% additional experience buff, no class can level faster. This pre-patch will last for 3 weeks before Classic Mists of Pandaria goes live on July 21st. So start grinding now and enjoy the least classic version of Classic WoW yet. And that's all we have this week for the character sheet. Let us know what your favorite story was down in the comments, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.